on Facebook, sorry, YouTube, and here we are.
Okay.
Good evening. This is You Got This. This episode of You Got This is a continuation of that one series of this. What is this? And we've talked about that in the first one, two, three episodes. This is the fourth episode, and we're going to be talking directly about actionable intent, taking intentions and moving them into actions. And the best practice for that. What does that have to do with this? Well, if it's the object in your way, the hurdle, the current moment,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to get out of it? If it is your North Star, how are you
Mm-hmm.
going to get to it? I'm
Mm-hmm.
Stephen McConnell, 30 years in corporate, 20 of those in manufacturing leadership. I've just published a book, Seven Laws of Personal Mastery. I'm a coach, I'm a leader, I'm a speaker, and we're here to help and guide and talk about the things that are real, also about the entrepreneurship journey. And this is Laconia.
Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. I am Laconia. I'm a board certified licensed professional counselor with more than 20 years in the field of helping people identify their thoughts, recognize their feelings, and be aware of their behaviors to bring about change. And I'm honored to be joining Stephen in this. You got this. And you're right. I think this is our fourth episode of identifying what is the it or the this that we have and what do we need to do next.
So let's get started. All right. So, have you ever had that intention? I like to use the analogy of a New Year's resolution. I know we're already halfway through the month, of almost halfway through the year. um,
Mm-hmm.
but the New Year's resolution is just an example. A lot of us, we set a goal. We want to lose 5 pounds. Let's just make it simple. We want to lose 5 pounds. And where are we on Valentine's Day? February 14th. Where are we? What happens?
Mm-hmm.
The statistics say, the studies say that time and time again, millions of people have given up on the intent of achieving that goal. Why? And what does it have to do with this? As I alluded to, this is those current moments.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we get there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas? Has this sparked any ideas just yet, Laconia?
Yes. So when you said the Valentine's Day and the 5 pounds, I resonated. And so I have this funny story. So I was a person who said, I have to lose really closer to 50 pounds. And I was psyched and stoked in my mind. I got this, I got this. And I joined a group, hired a personal trainer, did a fast or a Daniel fast, did the whole thing and was like, yes, come January. I did a vision board. I assembled myself with like-minded people and I started. And day one, it was like some 21 days, I was good. Well, no, I probably fell off in between, but there was at least enough presence of mind in the this. And the this was get this weight off, get healthy, get into this fitness mindset. And I promise you, by maybe February, I definitely did the 21 days, give or take. I think I've had some days that I cheated. So it pushed me over into the February-ish.
Hmm.
And by the time I decided that I would enjoy some cheesecake as
Oh.
my cheat as my cheat day, by March, or really before February ended, by March, I had forgotten all about my this.
Hmm.
By April, it was too late. By May, I said, oh my goodness, the summer is coming. And for whatever reason, we think, oh, it's summertime, I got to get the summer body. It wasn't happening. By June, I gave up. By July, I ordered camouflage clothes that would still keep me cool. By August, I wasn't trying. September, I said I'll wait till the end of the year because the holidays are coming. And I full circle a whole year and didn't get to the this. Now, in full transparency with your guests, I realized for me, Stephen, my this, losing weight, getting fit, getting healthy, my reasons were superficial. My why
Mm,
wasn't big enough. My why wasn't deep enough. And so
hmm.
because of that, it wasn't enough intrinsic value and motivation and inspiration to hold me to my this. And so once I got clear about my why, the this became almost a byproduct. Like, why are we doing the this? Why are we coming into entrepreneurship? Why did you push through and forge through to write the book, publish the book, self publish the book, learn how to do all of it? It has to be the this is really tied to your why. The
Exactly.
what you produce is a manifestation of the why you produce it, which becomes your this. And so once I got in touch with my true this, not the that, that was losing weight so that I could wear a dress or shorts or jeans, whatever the external, um, tangible motivation was, it wasn't deep enough. But when I got here, the
Mm.
why, the this became being an authentic representation of that which I teach, that which I speak, that which I preach, that I will be an example. And so I wanted to give the gift to other people that I have been given. And that became my true this. And I was able to lose the weight, get fit, and maintain.
Beautiful. And I love that. I love how in that part you had defined this is not that. And they're very abstract, but that is a goal that didn't align with your purpose.
Right.
And I liked that because we have in life, we're thrown or given a lot of goals that don't seem to be aligned with our purpose. When I
Right.
was in corporate and I was just starting to scrape the surface of going deep dive into working on me,
Mm-hmm.
I had uncovered my nucleus, who I truly am. I had uncovered where I was going, my North Star. I was in such a frustrating situation
Mm-hmm.
because I had all of that around me, all these goals that I just weren't part of it. And I
Mm.
had to, because I had to work on building that up, those goals had to be with a small gem of my
Mm.
North Star in it. Building
So
a
I have a
building a
question. How did you
department.
get?
What's that?
Okay, I'm sorry. How did you get to that though? What you said that that's powerful. Corporate, you're doing something, you've been doing it a really long time. How did you know that what you were doing wasn't your this that allowed you to finally move out on your this? Can you, like, that was so
Uh,
powerful. How did you identify that, recognize that?
it was pain. It was essentially friction. Internal friction that led to time and time again burnout, where I started questioning, is this my true North Star? Where I started questioning, is this my true self? And each
Ah.
time the answer was, yes, this is my true self. Yes, this is my purpose. Yes, this is my North Star. That pain then, with burnout and all of that emotional turmoil, was turning into resentment. And I knew that at that point in time, I was studying cognitive science. I knew what I was doing. I knew that I was creating more resentment towards the people
Mm.
around me, towards the company I was with, towards myself. And I was like, there's got to be something here. And really, what I had done was I sat there and I journaled. I'm a heavy journaler, and put the put the two to two together.
Mm-hmm.
Me building a department, creating a new team.
Mm.
What does that have to do with my purpose? And then I listed all the things. What does that have to do with my North Star? I've listed all of the things. What does that have to do with me, who I truly am? I listed all of those things, my core values, all of those
Mm.
things. This is a beautiful conversation because this is actually right along with the book. Um,
Mhm.
this is the deep dive right here. That's the deep dive to everything I'm explaining. So,
Mhm.
um, and then I knew I had to change my intentions into actions. You
Mm.
see, intentions, epiphanies, reality, and not reality, realizations
Mhm.
are just dreams until you act upon them. And
Hmm.
then when you practice acting upon them, if it's a far enough dream, if it's a North Star, guess what it
Mhm.
becomes? You end up becoming a visionary. And
Wow.
we've heard that term in society, a visionary. This person was a visionary
Right.
because they've practiced their intentions into dreams so often that it came true. So, and then that was just part of it. And that the other part of it was I'd been in this job for many, many years, 15 to 20 years.
Wow.
The old me was the reputation.
Say more. That's actually say more about that.
Well, we as humans don't like change. And so,
Okay.
Laconia, if we were working together day in and day out, and if there was something that changed about you, more than likely I've already imprinted and I would interpret it something different and I would still see the you that I knew.
Ah. So
Especially, yeah, especially if it's been repeated for 15, 20 years.
so part of the North Star and recognizing when it's not it and time to move. The image that I have, I'm visual. It's almost like there's a shedding of an identity that you had, and you can step out of it, your old self, and really see it more reflective than actual
Yes.
because you move into another dimension or another version of yourself.
Well, the thing is as you're growing, as you're shedding your skin, and maybe the analogy of the lobster cannot grow until it sheds its shell, right? Um, you're in the current moment of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It took my boss after a situation that I didn't know, that all of these things happened. I reacted the way I was. My
Mm-hmm.
boss pulled me into his office and he says, "Listen, I saw what you did. I saw how you did it. I saw that you're changing. I see who you're changing to. I like all of that. The people in the room still see you several years ago.
Ah.
And so the reactions that you were getting was them not buying into the yourself 3 years ago. And that was so
You,
difficult for me.
but you recognized that you had changed.
Yes, yes, yes. In the process, and this is exactly what we're talking about here, in the process of intent,
Mhm.
you want to break out where you're going, what your future self is, right? That's your North Star, that's your purpose, that's your why.
Mhm.
But then you have to break it down into small, very small, simple steps. Keep it simple, silly, because otherwise you're not going to do it.
Mm.
part of the process of losing the 5 pounds after your New Year's resolution is first and foremost owning it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you own it? Well, my future self, it's not about the pounds, it's not about the goal. My future self is February, I'm healthier. March, I'm healthier. By December, I've lost those pounds. You've got your simple goal where it has it, whatever you're setting for, but
Right.
I'm healthier. I'm living a healthier style. Then break it down. Break it down. I don't like doing push ups and I don't like doing pull ups. I do 20 a day. I
Mm.
started with one and I did one for months. Okay, I just got to do my one push up today.
I
It
like that.
sounds silly.
Powerful.
However, once you're done with the one and you move on, you're creating a new you towards your future you.
That's the neuroplasticity.
Correct.
It teaches us that we can learn that repetition. It begins to build habits. We develop habits, and then those habits then become associated with meaning and emotion and memory. And then once that's formed and anchored, it becomes identity.
Right. And part of the keep it simple silly, the silly part is if you don't do it, you feel silly for not doing it.
Mhm. I
You
like
feel
that.
silly for not doing it. So you're already rewarding yourself because, hey, I did a push up. I did a pull up.
Hmm.
And you feel silly, oh, I didn't get my one push up in for today. Well, that's kind of laughable, right? You know, what does that take? Less than 30 seconds? You had 24 hours, right? So now, and you slowly build. And so I had somebody, a friend, they're like, I'm thinking about buying a treadmill. Okay, cool. How much you buy? I'm going to spend over $1,000. Oh, you're going to spend $1,000 on it. All right. Have you had a treadmill before? Well,
Mhm.
no, but I have a what is that? That's a rowing machine.
Oh, row. Hmm.
Okay, so how's the rowing machine doing? How are you doing on the row? Oh, it's collects dust. Oh, all right. Here's what I think you should do. Don't buy the treadmill. Buy into yourself first.
Right,
Go for a walk, 5 minutes a day.
right.
Go get the mail and continue walking. Come back, pick up the mail, and come into your house.
That's right.
Do that enough times to where you feel silly for not doing it,
Hmm.
then extend it.
Hmm.
Then think about purchasing something for the thing.
Right.
And,
And
I have to say that they came back to me in 3 months and they said, I don't even need a treadmill. I'm jogging. I'm jogging in the morning. I have all the time in the world. I thought it was harder than it was.
there
And
you.
that's it. That's all it is these each, each, think of each action that we take or don't take
Mm-hmm.
is a vote, is a vote for who we're becoming.
I like what you said when I asked you, how did you know that this, that wasn't this? And you talked about pain,
Mm,
that emotional pain, that frustration. And what came to mind is I certainly do not run fast to get in the front of the line of pain. However, oftentimes it is the pain, the discomfort, the disappointment, the dissatisfaction, if you will, that propels us to change. And so on the other side, being very transparent, on the other side, you have an opportunity to appreciate the pain. And so I've had pain in terms of career. I
mhm.
worked at a place for a decade, excuse me, and in my mind, I had it mapped out of what that career was going to look like. And quite frankly, it was a survival career. People made careers out of it. It paid the bills, it did what it did. I developed some great relationships, and I wasn't fulfilled, but I knew that check was going to come.
Yeah.
And so that became my number one driving force. although I was going to college at the time because there was something enough in me that said, there's more, do more, there's more. Anyway, fast forward the pain, I resigned at the threat of being terminated. There was no guarantee that I would have been terminated. I thought the circumstances, they would terminate me. I wasn't guilty of anything, but they thought that I knew something that I didn't know. Anyway, going through a potential investigation, going through security and all of the things, I just panicked and I resigned. I
Mhm.
quit. I didn't even go back. I faxed in my resignation letter with no job, still had a family to support, no clue. But there was a period that I was in pain where I was like, oh my goodness, did I make the right decision? But there was something that really just kind of enveloped me that said, no, your time here is over. This is the right decision. You're out. And I was like, but I had a master plan. But there was pain there. I wasn't growing professionally. I had maxed out on what I was doing, and the next opportunity was nothing that I had an interest or appetite for at all. So it meant that I had arrived, right? And in that pain with not having a job, I had literally just graduated with my undergraduate degree. I don't even think it came in a mail yet. And I'm out here with no job, having a family to support. I took the first boat smoking. And the reason and I fell in love with it. I took that position and it was a pay cut, a significant pay cut. They started me at the entry level, the pain, but when my feet landed in that position, it was as if I were a koi fish and I had entered into my pond. So I went from June, July, pain, really just like, oh my goodness, to August, stepping into my pond, knowing I don't know that all where this is going to take me, but I definitely had a sense that I am on my way. And here it is, 25 years later, I am grateful for the discomfort. I am grateful for the situation. I am grateful for the pain because had it not been for that pain, I'm not sure what I would have looked like in terms of change. And so there really is value when we think about the this, you got this. Sometimes we have to go through to get to it. And there's no pretty way about it.
Nope.
Like the circumstances might be different, but I suspect that the process typically is universal. You're going to go through it. And it really comes to vet you to see, one, to clarify what your this is, to vet you to make sure that you want what you say you want. You have what you say, what you need, and you really are who the best part of you, the inner part of you, is telling you that you are. So I now, because of that, pain still hurts physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. However, professionally, pain still hurts. It just does. However, all going through it, I now have an appreciation that one, it will pass, and two, change is happening. And I get excited internally about who I get to be as a result of it. So I refuse mentally to allow the pain to be in vain. So I look forward to the change. And so getting to your this, I think it's important to recognize what those tips are, what those signs are, what those, I don't know, the things that are nudging us so we can be aware of what's happening in our being and in our environment to say, hey, it's time to move. Hey, this is you growing. Hey, you've evolved beyond this. And then it's time for you to go into another abyss, which will then become familiar. And then it's time to keep going. And so it seems like that is just a part of the growth cycle.
I love that. I love that. And what I was imagining in my head was, um, so many times I have gone through these painful decisions. And so what I was imagining was it's a scale, like the scale of justice. It's a scale. It comes down, and it's here.
Mhm.
When you're in pain, the pain to change tips.
Mm.
So in recognizing that you're in pain, and when we are in pain, we have the same options as we do with fear: fight, flight, fawn. And there's one more: fight, flight, fawn. Anyway, there's four of them. I'm trying to remember the last one, but faint, I think it is. But it basically, either you distract yourself, or
Mhm.
you put up a fight and start to change, or you choose to ignore it and you
Mm.
freeze. That's it. Freeze.
Freeze.
All right. So you have those choices.
Mhm.
But at some point in time, that pain is going to keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating. And it starts to tip that scale. And pretty soon it's easier
Mm.
to choose the pain of change. And
Yeah, but wait. But that's good. So the pain of change, but doesn't that when we prolong it, that's why I'm talking about those tips. When we
exactly.
prolong it, do we create suffering for ourselves?
Yes. Yes. And so we're compounding the pain because first and foremost, we haven't learned the lesson, right? And
Ah.
so we move in spirals or
Mhm.
circles. This is
Mhm.
how I see things is you could go in a circle and come back to that lesson and continue to hit your head against that wall. Or you
Mhm.
spiral downwards, hitting your head against that wall every single time, right? That's when you
Mhm.
like, for me, that was when I was in addiction mode. I was spiraling downwards, hitting that pain every single time, depleting myself.
Mhm.
Or you choose the change of pain, the pain of change, reverse it, and you
Mhm.
start going up and you're moving above what you're in pain for. So,
Yeah.
yes, you're absolutely right. Because if we don't learn the lesson, we repeat it. And this is, going to biblical, what did we do? What did Moses do for 40 years?
Circle.
Were circled around in the desert because they were lost in repeating the pain.
Mhm.
And so we hear this throughout history where we continuously, if we don't face the pain, if we don't change, we're
Mhm.
going to create more pain for ourselves.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that repetitive pain, that chronicity of pain creates the suffering.
Correct.
Because pain, I've heard someone say, it's not one of my so say me's, but someone else said that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And you get to choose to recognize that these things, I like to think of it as it's happening for me, it's coming to introduce me to another side of me, it's coming to give me feedback. Like whatever that circumstance is, whatever that situation is. And for me, with that professional experience, I've certainly had it in my personal experience. I didn't listen
Yeah.
the first time. And I also knew that I was clinging to what was familiar and what was safe and what was easy in that role. There was no more learning. There was no more growing. 10 years, I literally did the exact same thing every day for 10 years. The only difference would be the weather.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be it, the weather, right? And so I had gotten lax and comfortable. And sometimes there comes a time in our life where it's a disruptor. It's what's necessary to get us out of that that fallen place, that sunken place, that comfortable place to move us. And so when we have these things, pain hit, I would now say, I didn't say that then, pay attention to it. It might be an opportunity for, or the out that you've been asking for. And because we're, I am sometimes really stubborn, that's what it took to move me.
Yeah,
And you have to keep moving lest to take care of yourself. And so, yes, without a plan, without a parachute, much like entrepreneurship, you have to eat. I like to say this is a so say me. Like seriously, hungry people hunt. That you will eat.
exactly.
One example, I needed to move quickly. And I went into a place, the young lady gave me an opportunity. I was so grateful. And she told me something. I will remember her in my story forever. She said, I want you to get somewhere, pick a place that you love, that you really like. And I was like, oh, but the way my money, ugh. She said, no. And I found this 4 bedroom, 4 bathroom place
Hmm.
home. And oh my goodness. And I put my plants in it. Oh, I was just she saw me get excited. I was like, yes, my children can continue growing up and all the things, my this. And she said, now that you love it, I promise you, you're going to figure out how to keep it. She said, the reason that people falter on things, it's not big enough for them. Fall in love with it. Oh, you'll figure out how to keep it. And I said, my checking and savings account, it wasn't, but I solved that problem.
Yeah,
I was never evicted. I got creative. I was hungry. I had to hunt. And so it taught me to grow in another area. So the pain, it really does come for our gain because it offers us an opportunity to change if we allow it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You saw yourself, you saw your future self, you saw yourself living there. You loved it, you were passionate about it, took the steps.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it, is right? You didn't dream it, intend it, and stay within that. You took action upon it. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. We're gonna wrap up for that. You took action. How do you take action, especially when things feel so painful right now and it's difficult? You find the small gem that
Mhm.
aligns with who you are and your
Mhm.
North Star, your why, your purpose. You find that small gem in there and you make it so simple that you feel silly for first starting into it. You just feel silly. You're like, I can't believe I'm doing one push up. This is silly. But then you feel silly that you didn't do it as well. The days where you miss it, you're like, I cannot believe that I did
Right.
not manage to do one push up today. And
Right.
you repeat that until you just automatically do it and then increase the reps of practice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I like that.
that is how you build to be a visionary. I'm Stephen McConnell. You could find me at mindsetgrowth.com, MYNDSET growth.com. It's because you own your mindset. You can purchase my new book, published, Seven Laws of Personal Mastery, on the website. I'm going to get it on Amazon here next. And Laconia, thank you. How can they find you?
Well, first, I am so proud of you, Stephen. I know we have to go. I am proud of you and inspired. Like beautiful people, you're looking at someone who's not just talking it, teaching it, and sharing it, but you are absolutely walking it out. And there's evidence and now an example that what you're teaching, what you've written about in your book is true. Um, I'm sorry, just wanted to share that. I'm Laconia Reed. You can find me at choicesintl.org. Contact us at choicesintl.org. RG 240-389-4685. If you want to reach me, you can contact me there, choicesinternational.com.
And remember, you've got this.
You got this. We do indeed. Until next time. Bye bye.